Ibrahim Isa, TVC News, Kano.
Away from that, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has called on the Nigerian Army to remain steadfast and committed to the task of freeing Nigeria from the grip of terrorists troubling the country. General Musa made the call in Sokoto at a special launch which troops of the 8th Division with their family at the Gingiya Army Barrack, Sokoto. He said the Nigerian Army can do more in fast-tracking its operations professionally with patriotism towards freeing the nation from terrorists. He also said that the visit to Sokoto has become necessary to appreciate troops of the Nigerian Army and their families and encourage them for the good work they are doing in the fight against terrorism. The Army General had earlier inaugurated some projects in some communities in the metropolis, including a clinic in Guiwa, the place of his birth.
I will give you all the best of support to ensure that you are able to achieve and perform your duty. The Commander-in-Chief has promised us in clear terms that he is here to support us so that we can bring peace to our dear country, Nigeria. Most of us grew up in an atmosphere that was very peaceful. It is unfortunate the way things are now, but we are glad and happy that with our efforts and with God being with us, we are seeing some semblance of peace, and we will continue to do more. So I want to encourage all of us not to relent, not to get tired. Nigeria must be free, and we can do it. We have the capacity and the capability, and we have the will of doing it.
In a related development, the Chief of Naval Staff, Emmanuel Ogala, has warned personnel against acts of sabotage, which can scuttle the fight against crude oil theft and sea piracy. TVC's Joki Adisa has the details.
The shipping of stripes for the newly promoted officers of the Nigerian Navy after years of meritorious service, hard work and loyalty. 29 commodores are promoted to the rank of Rear Admiral. Spouses, other relatives and well-wishers gather to witness the occasion. The Chief of Naval Staff, Emmanuel Ogala, renews Nigerian Navy's zero tolerance to crude oil theft and other acts of criminalities.
While there are significant achievements, there are still cases of personnel colluding with criminals to undermine our efforts. Let me therefore warn that any form of collusion with criminals or acts of sabotage will always be met with appropriate sanctions in accordance with the law.
President Bola Tinubu acknowledges the contributions of the Nigerian Navy to the nation's security. He says the government will continue to prioritize the welfare of officers and men of the nation's armed forces.
I want to use this medium to assure you of the President, Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of the Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu's commitment and dedication to supporting the growth and development of Nigerian Navy as stated in his Renew Hope agenda.
Only recently, National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu lamented Nigeria loses over 400,000 barrels of crude oil per day to vandals. Crude oil theft and sea piracy are therefore two of the security challenges the newly promoted officers' expertise will be required.
We pledge and restate our unalloyed loyalty with additional vigor and commitment in the service of our fatherland.
Among those decorated are Adefemi Kaodi, Adedotun Ayobogan, Aliyu Gaya, and Shehu Gombe. The position of a Rear Admiral puts the officers in charge of much larger operations, and at a time Nigeria battles insecurity and the Nigerian Navy fights crude oil theft and other vices, the experience and wherewithal of the newly decorated Rear Admirals are expected to come into bear and contribute significantly to making a headway. Joke Adisa, TVC News.
The Bishop of Yola Catholic Diocese, Most Reverend Bishop Stephen Dami